Let's do it.
You're on.
Um,
Just out front.
Action.
Action, I'm
There
here.
you go.
Yeah.
You're in now.
Good. Alright guys, let's talk about what you're gonna get through longevity, long term, what are we looking to, and things what we should look to change or build. Okay? And after we're gonna talk a little bit about diet detoxing, just keep it like simple but clear what's the best to do and benefits. After like many years of done a lot of research, what suitable not just for me but all the clients I'm being worked with, and then getting good results. Cool. So first thing, if you put it, so if you talk about the art of longevity, so means we want to get better, we want to prove, and we're going to stick long in a life and still be able to do everything what we like, love to do it. Now, the reality is one day we all go. Okay?
100%. 100%.
100%. That's reality.
Humans are dead. 100%.
And then it's how we can prolong that. Now, how we can gain another 5, 10, 20 years or 30 years on top of that. Now, and that's why we put into everything is what we're doing as a lifestyle. But lifestyle is what's going on a whole life between be busy, business, what it eats, sleeping, all this kind of thing. And then big thing when we talk about body, joints, tightness, stress, how we should move, what's important to keep the body health and have a little change every single day. So we talk a lot about routine, okay? So why I should create a routine, okay? When we talk about routine, it's not just I get up and go for a walk. That's my routine. But which kind of routine we should have to create benefit to the body, not create more damage, and keep us alive, reduce pain, reduce inflammation, things where we can get up in the morning, make the body move. And what's important to do routine. So when we talk about routine, we talk about doing 1% every single day to change your life. Okay? That's what we gain to move this 1% every single day. Sometimes the routine, it's kind of like I share my routine in the morning. Okay, so I get up in the morning, I have 1 cup of water, clean water. Okay, the second cup, I have half lime or half lemon with warm water. That's all before my coffee. That's all before I have my breakfast. After that, I'm doing 5 to 10 minutes meditation. Okay? To clear my mind, to see how it's going to be my day. I try to have water straight away as soon as I get out of bed. I leave like a bottle of water next to my bed. I grab that. Why? First, because when we sleep, the organs have the tendency to calm down and sleep as well. When I want to get up, I'm not going to have a black coffee straight away. How you think it's going to be your gut? How acid you can get inside. Now, I want to make sure everything going clear, everything working well. Big, clean water inside to help you switch on everything. Okay, let's go. Toilet, whatever. That's your private, but that's what I'm going to make my organs work in the morning. Get a clean water, and straight away warm water, we're going for some meditation. After meditation, I try to create a little more routines in parts, movement, even if I'm going for surf. okay? Or if I'm going straight away for work, if you say, oh, I'm gonna have surf in the morning, but before I'm going to my clinic, I wanna make my body move. Why? Because I wanna make my nervous system be on. I wanna make sure my joints operate well during the day, okay? So I do between, say, 10 to, sometimes if I have a good time, 10 to 20 minutes of movement in the morning. Sometimes I'm just going for 5 minutes. Just I move my neck, I move my thoracic, I move my scapula, I move my shoulder, I move my hips, I release. They are awake, they are warm. I'm going to work. Or even, okay, surface pumping, I'm going there. 5:30 in the morning, I want to be in the water. I get up 5. I try to fit in all that before I'm going to be in the water 5:30. You know? So what happened? When I get in the water, even be early morning, because I've done my morning routine, my body is awake. If you don't do my morning routine, sometimes you don't have that feeling. Your body takes probably 10 to 30 minutes to warm up, to start to change, to feel in the flow or be awake when you work. Sometimes you get into work, no, I just need a black coffee and kick me to like switch on what my thoughts gonna be, what I have to do it. And to have like these last few days we've been talking about tight hips, tight ankle, tight shoulder. And we have to realize we have in this body 20, 30, 40 years. And for the last 20, 30 years, what have we been doing? Doing the same thing. Get up in the morning, go to work, have family, have this stress. I'm just gonna lift weights. I'm gonna run. So all this kind of thing is just about to, it's not much self-love. We think it is, but no, it's just keeping smash the body. We still irritate all the nervous system in the body. So that's where we start to get tight. Even if I'm doing weights, if I'm doing a lot of squats, if you're doing a lot of jumps, I'm going straight away to run. Yeah, I get a tight ankle, I get a tight hamstring, I start feeling my hips. If you're getting my body awake and move and release the joints, your body always gonna be free for what you love to do. And creates a little bit more shield around you to get you out of injuries. Get you probably like, how many of you guys in 1 year, how many injuries you have in 1 year? Think about neck, shoulder, tight lower back. A lot. No. Have you thought, okay, could I be in 6 months without this tightness around me? How I can improve all this tightness all around me. So getting that normal right routine, help your body be warm in the morning, be awake, and prevent you as a long-term getting these injuries around you. Okay? And we are able to do other things as well. So when we create a bit more mobility across the body, when you create a bit more freedom for the spine move, okay, you are able to do other things you love to do, even handstands, or even create a bit more speed in the body, or even doing a nice simple plank and hold and lock elbows, not drop your body, because you have a bit more range of motion. That's what we call the range of motion of the joints. So they're free to move a bit more. As we get older, we have the tendency to lose all this freedom around the joints. So we lose all this movement. It's normal. So as you see a baby, we have a kids, 1 year old, they can squat deeper, 3 years old, 10 years old, 12 years old, they still can doing a deep squat. Again, 15, 16, 17, 18, they start to get very tight around because the muscles start to be more developed, the hormones start to kick off, and that's what starts to tighten the joints, and we start to getting lazy to apply certain movement to improve. But that's as a part of development, the age we get in. But we'll talk about how we are now and what we want to get it back for another 5, 10 years and keep you moving or even improving the surf. So I tell a lot of clients, it's like all the research I do or like supplements I use, I always look into how I gonna get it better in 10 years time. So even like I'm 40, I'm way better than I was 30. When I get 50, I would like to be better than my 40. And that's all they implement. I try to implement together all these tools to improve my longevity and my body mechanics. Okay, so get up in the morning, have your morning routine. They help you in all different parts. Not if it's a body movement, body mechanic, but create a bit more creativity in the mind, and it will be open more emotions around you, because we have the tendency to hold a lot of emotion across the joints. When the body's too tight, we have too much emotions that tighten up you and don't open. Okay, you don't put it out you, because we have all this information on. As Tom said today, we have a lot of information here. We have a lot of cells ongoing, and they can get worse. They can get built up. They can be dead cells there. You still don't clean out there. They still accumulate there because you don't move and you don't make the little change happen. And meditation is a big one for them, you know, and parts of movement. Definitely the waters all help in the morning. Clean, digestion, be awake, keep the body alert, help the guts, any kind of thing, part, blood flow, all right? That's in parts when we talk about the routine. Okay, so just little things is like people sometimes you forget about, or you don't want to do it because you get up in a rush. How sometimes it's important to get up like 10 minutes early or 30 minutes early. Just so happen. Oh, I cannot, I just going to sleep 11 o'clock in the night, or 12, 8 o'clock in the morning I have to work. Why are you going to sleep midnight? I have work at home, see the kids, and after doing children, need to be working computer. Sometimes we think, okay, we need to get into all this work being done during the night, but that's just being killing you, because you don't be able to have a good sleep during the night. You don't be in recovery. And when we talk about routine, is just help you even balance your hormones as well. So sometimes you get up in the morning so tight because you have a big stress day one day before, and you get up in the morning, cortisol levels just kicking out. So if you guys doesn't know what a cortisol level is, the stress hormone in the body and how they work. So when you get up in the morning, get up in the morning, the stress hormone cortisol should kick to 12 o'clock. Getting down to 12 o'clock, they should come down to 3, 4 o'clock, going down. Nighttime, they should be lower. And when you get in nighttime, all the other hormones should come on board, like testosterone levels, HGH, they should come up and build during the night. But for the hormones, the night should be work properly. You need to get in your 7 to 9 hours of sleeping. Okay, if you've been having less than that, everything starts to break apart in the long term. So you start to develop more fat around the body. You start to get slow, you start to get mood. You lose the interest to do things. Depression can show up, and that can really trigger other things inside of your body you don't even know. Because you've been killing that time as part of a recovery. To using more the cortisol level. Some people very stressed, they get their cortisol level up, get a night time, still up, you know, you can go and sleep. Have you heard about maybe friends, they maybe eat 1 meal a day, they still pretty weight, and they don't sleep much during the night, because the cortisol level is so high. And one thing to minimize cortisol level is get a good recovery, have a good sleep, have a good morning routine in the morning, helps you to get calm down and improve even your sleep at night time. Definitely feel things like problems these days, phone, computer, TV, computer, work, keep us awake all night. to late night, and they stimulate. And even when we're going to sleep, we try to close the eyes as everything starts getting bright around the mind. Don't let us sleep properly. And then other thing, we don't have a good deep sleep during the night. Now you keep him awake and have this cycle. You know? So I don't have with me here today, but usually I have one thing called Whoop. Okay, I don't know if you guys heard about. So it's really good. I just wait my new one. I lost one, and they sent me the new version now. Whoop, it's kind of like a polar, but it's a very small device. You put it on your wrist. You can sleep with that. You can go surf, and they get all the data what's been happening with you during the day and even during the night. So they capture the sleeping, and they're showing how many hours you've been sleeping during the night. They show you quality of the sleeping, how many times you've been waking up, how many times even you had the deep sleepy, the very soft sleepy, and if you had too many dreams, and then they give you a lot of sparkle. It's pretty cool. It's a graphic. I'm using it for a lot of clients. I suggest few people use it. It's important you get on tune what's going on if you even understand that. And as soon as you start sleeping more and getting a good rhythm happening, they show you as well how much was your recovery. It was 80%, it was 90%, 100%. And that's what we're missing as anytime, even young. Now, not even talk about the old, but kids with 20, 25, 30, they lose on the time. That's where they start to crashing their performance in the long term. Cool. Any question there, guys?
What's the name of that device? Is it
Whoop? Yeah. Whoop. So WHOOP.
There's, Garmin,
Garmin.
Sunto, there's
Yeah, well, Garmin's soon to they're doing.
Apple Watch has as well.
Yeah.
I have a couple of apps.
Yeah, Apple, even the new Apple Watch, they going more into this about recovery. So actually, they build up a new app inside for recovery. But let's talk about be more accurate. Whoop is very accurate. Yeah. Even the good thing is Sunto doing as well. Garmin doing as well. They're really good. But for me, it's annoying sleeping with a watch. Okay, and then this Whoop is very small like that. It's kind of a little tape on the top, very easy, not even feeling when you sleep. Yeah. So it's my opinion. I bought a Sunto to try to use the Sunto during the night to sleep. I had keep you waking up, getting bright with the lights, and I pull out. I've been trying this with the good thing with Whoop, they be made from exercise scientists, and they be more science behind more and more operating.
What I like about this one is that it's integrated with, this tracks all my running and swimming and other activities, and it'll give you a recovery time based on all the data, but it integrates that with your sleep. So if you have a really good sleep, it'll actually reassess your recovery time. And actually, your recovery time's reduced because you have.
Whoop is doing the same.
Yeah,
you
just have to
same.
wear it when you all the time.
Yeah, Whoop is doing the same.
Yeah.
They're doing the same. If you're going to run, you press the button, you're going to run, but it's everything in the app inside your phone. You put it there, they calculate what you're running. If you're gonna lift weights, they calculate your lift weights. If you're doing meditation, they really calculate your heart rate during the meditation. If you're going for swimming, they're doing. At the end of the day, they send all the results, what's been happening in your day. And even you just click a button over there, you can print. They send all the graph to you, you can watch what's going on. So yeah, these guys doing as well. Soon to Garmin, they're doing the same, and you need to go into their website and register the apps as well, working that way. Yeah, functional wise, I really enjoy the Whoop. But if you get in the watch, I know the Apple Watch has been bringing that because probably they've been losing market and they want to sell and be more capable with these watches as well. Because Garmin is one of the best watches in parts have. like monitoring everything what's been happening, you know. Cycling, Ironman, and then they're really good. So Whoop can help a lot on that too.
Well, have you read anything about apple cider vinegar?
Okay, let me talk about that part.
Ah, cool.
Oh, I've drank for years.
Alright,
It's part, yeah. So when we talk about the second glass of water I have in the morning, I put it, some days I put it, majority of days half lime plus apple cider vinegar.
And
Okay.
is it just a little shot? Like,
Just a spoon,
Yeah.
like a tablespoon,
okay,
and inside don't put it much.
okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
put too much.
put too much, you start to get too acidic, and it's not good for the guts.
So
So you can turn your way around.
Teaspoon, not
A tablespoon.
a tablespoon, sorry.
Yeah. Good thing of apple cider vinegar, and they can be kind of like a probiotic for your guts, so help a lot of clearance there, and help digest. Helps a lot of to when you eat meats. If you say I'm going to do a barbecue, if you want to eat some steak at lunch, you can get a spoon of the apple cider vinegar and water, have a shot, and go for lunch. That help digest, and because that's a big problem sometimes with food, where we were talking yesterday. You eat so many things, but probably your body don't be getting nothing. You just probably throwing away. You just start to accumulate around your body. And why I have that? You know, my guts doesn't break it down. My guts don't absorb that. You know, I need to digest it. I want to get the energy from. You know, so apple cider vinegar is a good thing to that.
So is the apple cider vinegar, because it's acidic by nature, it creates an alkaline response in your stomach? Is that the idea?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the idea there. Other thing it is one like let's talk about Ayurvedic. Okay, if you would you like to be a vegetarian? And one from the studies what I done, Ayurvedic diet is one of the best to be a vegetarian because you have a bit fish, you have a little bit animal like ghee. It's really good to help. But a good shot in the morning would be lime, apple cider vinegar, and cayenne pepper. Okay, so you have a little bit of cayenne pepper there. It's the same you have a double espresso, like I'm on. No. Cayenne pepper. C-A-Y-N-N-E.
Yeah.
Cayenne pepper. It's really good. So today, even like if you're doing smoothie in the morning, I put a little bit inside because it helps to stimulate, and that's why we need to bring the hots inside. That's like when you have all the chili and like Indonesia and Thailand, these guys have like a good digestion because you just have all the chili all around all the time. And that helps a lot.
It just helps absorb.
Now it helps just clearance.
Alright.
Yeah, it helps detoxing as well. So all the clearance and detox helps that, and a little bit energy too. As a cayenne, if you're doing a good shot in the morning, mix apple cider vinegar, cayenne pepper, lime, and warm water. If you make a shot in the morning, just drink. Just work, yeah.
Confirm.
Fresh or powder?
Powder. Powder always help. Good. Even like if you see some smoothies, you can do like chocolate mint smoothie with banana, spinach all mix and chocolate mint inside and a little bit cayenne pepper. It's helps a lot for digestion, absorption. Okay, so all the things that help a lot. So that's where we talk about the morning routine, is just how to start the day. Keeps water during the day. If you'd like to know more how much water you should drink, let's think about your weight. Okay, a good math. So you put your weight in kilo and multiply for 0.033. Okay, so have weight. If you weigh 80 kilos, multiply for 0.33. You're gonna know the minimum liters you should have a day. Okay, that's a good equation.
Can you say that again? How much?
So how much you weigh, Tom?
66 kilogram.
Okay,
Like that,
get the
68.
60. You have your
About 70.
no, put it 60 multiplied by 0.
60 times.
So you're gonna get it 60 kilos multiplied for 0.033. Okay.
60.
So how much? You get that, Tom?
Fine.
2 liters.
1.8.
1.8. So 1.8.
1.9.
1.9.
So I say minimum. That's minimum. That's where when you put in the maths here, it's just like
Yeah,
that's the minimum. That's what you should minimum take a diet.
Divided to this.
Right? So you train, you surf, you work all day. So
3 liters.
you have to double up then. Okay? So that's the minimum to survive, to live the life. You're gonna run in the morning, after you go to work, in the middle of the air conditioning all day. You should double up then. You should get 3-4 liters on your body. Good quality of water. Forget about tap water. Okay? If you get tap water, same as nothing. You know? So any tap water, you don't get enough there. So you need to get a good minerals. But you can use something to help that. So what I like to use, even in the morning, I get a teaspoon of Celtic sea salts. Okay, so we have Himalayan salts and you have Celtic sea salts. The Celtic sea salts has more than 32 types of minerals inside. Himalayan salts is around 16 minerals. That's all helps. In the morning, you can get a teaspoon, put in on the first cup of water and drink. Okay, or even during the day, if you want a little bag, put in a box and walk with you. Just put a pinch each bottle of water you're gonna drink.
It is, isn't it?
Huh?
It's quite a lot.
Teaspoon of salt.
A teaspoon? Yeah, you should find more. For the cells,
Yeah.
it's fine.
There's two good books on this topic that we'll be worth looking at. One of them is called Water and Salt.
Yeah, water salt's really
And
good.
the other one's called Hidden Messages in Water.
Oh, that's so
Yeah,
cool.
That's
that
pretty
one.
cool one.
And it actually goes into how tap water is completely properly dead.
Yeah.
And it's unhappy even if you can get a structure going.
Some places in the world, the tap water's pretty bad, really bad.
Yeah.
But here in Australia, it just doesn't have nothing. It's clear. It's
Yeah,
not bad,
it's
not
clear
good,
of
it's
bacteria,
clear,
but
yeah.
it's got no life. in
No
it.
life at all there.
Yeah, so get fucked.
Yeah. Well, we got the alkaline water fountains at the house, so we
Yeah.
just get it delivered like you see in doctor surgeries and that.
Yeah.
But with the alkaline trace elements and
Yeah.
keeps the pH right. But it's
Keeps
like $10 or $15 a bottle. They bring it to your house.
Yeah.
15-litre bottle.
Yeah, I have a proper filter, the alkaline filter at home.
Yeah. You good.
Yeah, they're really good. You spend like probably between $600 to $2,000 in a good filter, but it has a really good filter for use. Now Tom has a good one at his home.
Can
so
get more.
yeah, that one is just a good filter. That's around $4,000 filter,
Yeah.
but you keep up on the good. And look, it's make massive difference. Water, energy level, cells level, that get like big time. You know, whatever if you drink, what you make even coffee at home, if you get a better quality of water inside, they help you energize the body. Plus digestions. Yes.
Where do you get the sea salts?
Some sea salt.
Yeah.
Any organic shop you
Yeah.
probably could find maybe in I don't know much around main area or the organic shops and that, but I'm pretty sure you find that. So I go in close home, have organic shop and they have a some sea salt. It looks like a sand, like a little bit wet. Looks like a sand, white sand, but it's just solid. And it's way better than Himalaya. I know we use a lot of Himalaya, but and then the salty salt. You think about a teaspoon, the water don't get salty. So compare the normal salt in the Himalaya and salty salt. The normal salt is really salty.
Yeah.
Himalaya salt gets salty, but the salty salt is not even like there's no salt. You don't get it really that salt in the mouth, or even when you're cooking, because I use it for cooking as well. There's salt, and you need to put it heaps on top if you like salt for food.
So it's like 1 teaspoon for each liter?
Now, if you're gonna drink during the day, just a pinch for each liter. So nice, good pinch inside. In the morning, if you're feeling dehydrated, you wanna start the day, 1 teaspoon on top of the and just in the shot. That helps early morning. You know. So I have a good biohacks in America, and they talk about that. Some of them, you just put it 2 big teaspoons in the morning, and you get it pretty much a good mineral inside, and get a good hydration, like hydration early morning. And that's how about to start the day before the black coffee. You know, how many years or how many times you just got up, go into the espresso machine, put it in double espresso, then get a kick. You know, so that's the big one. Cool, guys. So it's just the basics. We're not going through like food. I'm gonna do the food in part 1. I'm gonna explain about the diet. You know, okay. So we're getting all that. So when you talk about longevity, so many years I've been done a lot of research in parts what I should eat. Okay, I'm not gonna talk about vegan, vegetarian, paleo right now, or ketogenic. I'm gonna talk about mix that, and then what big thing we should do it to help like a life, the body, keeping the body detoxing all the time. So big one, what I found out, the fasting, okay? But I'm talking about the intermediate fasting. So maximum 16 hours. And we are talking about to maximum 4 days a week. Okay? Things like that help you keep the body clean, low cholesterol, no risk of diabetes. Let's put it like direct in that area. Keep you happy because you can enjoy your dinner, have a glass of wine, and you have your beer if you do like to, once, twice a week. But when we talk about intermittent fasting, it's a long term. Something what you keep in mind for longevity. Keep it smart, keep it the way you are, and never get it too toxic, too much ongoing inside the body. So you keep it clean all the time. You know? And to get in the points, and people say, when we talk about diet, oh, in 3 weeks I'm gonna lose 5 kilos, or in 2 months I'm gonna lose 10 kilos. Now, we're talking about how that can keep it going, keep you energizing in your body, and keep your body smart with that. Even provide as a long-term fasting, when you drop a lot of fat in your body, the fast turn your body around and start to produce more testosterone and HGH inside your body. But that's in a long-term practice. Okay, so what I say, clients, when we're gonna break a fasting, stay between 14 to 16 hours, never pass. Okay, if you've been like 12 hours without eating, that's is already fasting. Okay, just so you understand about the fasting. All right, but good mark between 14 and 16, never let pass. Why? If you live past the 16, you can start to create a bit more stress in the body. Okay, you get crank, mood, change all the time, and yeah, you can start to lose mass as well in the body. Okay, body always looking to food. If you don't have that, it can start to grabbing your muscle too, and you can start to be weak, lose energy, and that's what we don't want. We want to make that fasting happening to clearance, keep you healthy, feeling younger, and be upgrade for everything is what we want to do all the time. Okay, so easy way to do fasting, we talk about having the early dinner. Okay, that always help. Okay, so let's say if I have a 6 p.m. dinner, my first meal would be
It's early dinner unless Rod's talking. Then dinner's like.
wow, we had breakfast at 11 o'clock in the morning today. So you fast. Oh, you're not. You run away. You got here earlier. That's why he disappeared. He's got out to run. He's in the car. Where's David?
He
He's
has
the
some
only one
juice
inside. Nah, he cannot survive with
Don't want the heat this morning anyway. He just surfed like
Oh,
3
Lord.
waves all the way through.
Yeah, he got the best way.
How can he manage to get right through?
Yeah.
He got all the waves this morning. He got them all the way
got that one.
Breakfast, and he needed to get something.
I was thinking about breakfast.
Yeah.
Oh, I knew. So that's when the part we get into and people get like, why I don't want, I cannot, hard for me to do it. And they can be simple and easy to do when we talk about 2 days or 4 days a week. So people when talk about fasting is like, it's all different marketings around there. It's a lot of like Instagram things ongoing and people talk about fasting this, fasting there, 500 calories, 200 calories, 1,000 calories a day, 24 hours fasting, 3 days fasting, just water. This is all crazy. No, you don't need that. No. It's just,
So let me ask you a practical question, right?
Yeah.
Because and so the early dinner is kind of how I get close to that. Because home is where I can control what I have for breakfast, which is got lots of great stuff that good nutrition. For a lot of people, by the time they're 10 o'clock, the practicalities of whatever it is they're doing for work or their day might then limit their choices around what they're eating for. So I'm just.
but that's
balancing
that's gonna be the skill all the time. That's gonna be the excuses all the time.
No, it's not an excuse.
No.
It's how you then have to obviously, if you're going to do that, you need to then plan ahead and make sure you've got the right nutrition to have at 10 a.m. and plan your day around that.
Yeah, but the same thing if you talk about, let's say you need to get good nutrition for a whole day. You'll be out of home for breakfast, you'll be out of home for lunch, you'll be out of home even for afternoon
Yeah,
tea. You just come back for dinner.
You got to
home.
plan these.
So leaving home breakfast and come back home for dinner, or sometimes you're too busy, you come back home for dinner, you ended up eating on the street. For some people, okay, let's talk about general. All right. So yes, one point is getting prepared. Take the food with you, okay. And if you really want to eat your food, your organic food, make your takeaways and take with you. All right. Or if you next to a nice organic cafe close to you, organic shopping close to you, where you can get smoothies, juicy, a nice meal, you can get it. That's a big one. The same thing for the lunch, because at lunchtime you're looking to a good spot to have a lunch as well. It's not like that. When you get lunch, what do you do for lunch?
I manage pretty good nutrition through
Yeah,
doing it, but for a lot of people that's not.
Yeah, but that's what we're looking to where we're gonna eat.
Yeah.
No, so we're looking to the cafes around where you work, but would be the same from breakfast and lunch. So you choose where you take, or if you're very particular, you love your meal, prepare home and take.
Well, the alternative is if
But-
you're doing it 2 days, you could do it on the
Yeah,
weekend.
so it's kind of thing like even sometimes you like to do Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You want to have a breakfast with family, big breakfast, or you just prepare and do it at home. So but we get it there. How are we gonna prepare for that? Okay, so and then when we start to like fasting, when you have the first meal, you know, like they're hungry. Now sometimes you just need a nice big bowl of like a green bowl, or give some nice green smoothie. They help you to the lunchtime. If you eat 10 o'clock midday, you can have a lunch. So you don't need a big gap for the lunch, because you're gonna have a window of, it's gonna be 8 hours to eat. Okay, so a happy period of 8 hours to eat. So 10 in the morning to 6 p.m. and you can eat. And that period you can put it between 2,000 to 3,000 calories in the period. Depends who you are, depends how many activities you're doing a day, and what you're preparing for. Now, some people get 4,000 calories in 8 hours, or 5,000 calories. They're still fasting, they are bodybuilding, they build muscle, but they eat the amount of calories in 8 hours. Yeah. Like I love my breakfast well, but I prepare at home and take with me. But sometimes I don't take it, and I had time to get up, do my morning routine, I cannot bring some time noise at home and don't wake up the baby. I get out, but close where I have my clinic. I have an organic shop across the road, or I do spa there. I'm going to make all the stuff and when I get it. But when I break fast, it's very important to know what to have to break your fasting. Okay, so things like in particular is good to break the fasting because the gut starts to get clear and it starts to create ketogenic there. So the ketosis starts to grow over there. It's important to know what I'm gonna put inside. So let's talk about break straight away with a cup of bone broth. That's one of the best ones to use. Just helps to create a bit more flora, build up all the bacteria in your guts and help digestion there and start to break down a lot of fat around you. Or a nice green smoothie to help to get a good probiotics inside the body, prebiotics. So it's all important knowing going straight away and have a bread when you're fasting, or have something very sugary. That doesn't help much. No. So anything we can bring, or even you can have bacon eggs. Now you have a good quality of bacon and eggs, organic. If you eat bacon, you can put it through that. Nice good protein and good carbs together. No? So sometimes during the fasting, and I say what I should eat, what I can keep my fasting ongoing. So for don't break fasting, you know you need to get a maximum 50 calories. Okay? So you can have 50 calories during the fasting. If you have anything above the 50 calories, you break your fasting. So you can have, say, like half pear, you can have like 6 strawberries around like 30 calories, 35 calories. You can have a long black is only between 20 to 30 calories. Like if you have a latte or soy latte is like 160 calories to 220 calories, just 1 cup of latte. If you have normal milk, you can get close to 300 calories on normal milk. Okay, so we reduce that and try to have a black coffee in the morning, cup of tea, ginger tea, peppermint tea, that all helps. You know, even have some green tea and heaps of water. That's the other thing. When you're doing the fasting, body can get very dehydrated, very. So you need to get tons of water during the fasting. Why? Helping to detox and help to clean your body and help the body get very well hydrated.
Yeah, you mentioned before that testosterone can come up from intermittent fasting. Like, is that on that frequency, the 2 to 4 days a week?
Yeah, frequency, but we're looking to a long term. So we
Yeah.
talk about practicing for 8 months above at least.
Yeah.
And then you just
Start to raise it.
Oh,
So
I
they-
want to get that going.
Get it.
I got that 60-year-old thing.
See?
Yeah.
It's probably it's
I think
probably
so,
a
only
good thing
six-
though.
I've got
It's
2 friends that like really like
Low.
tuned into their health and body,
Yeah.
like, and one of them's 51 and one of them's 58, and they're both weapons, like
Yeah.
complete weapons.
Yeah.
And both of them fast every day now, not
Yeah.
just intermittent, but like it's just become their way of life. So they're probably also getting into ketosis each time they fast as well because their body's on that cycle. And they still get up and train first thing. Like one of them had awards from Mossman and Manning, you know, and does rugby training and that.
Yeah, that's the big thing. Like fasting, the problem is just probably the first month to get it, or probably the first 3 months to your body adapt it. So some people trigger straight away in 2-3 weeks, the ketosis starts kicking off, and you're feeling the fat burning, feeling the energy and clearance that some people can take it 2 months to trigger the ketosis or trigger the fasting parts. But if you're doing frequency between 2 to 4 days a week in a long term, after 8 months to 18 months, start to give a little bit extra stimulus to the testosterone and HGH. As a male is like for who doesn't understand about the hormone, we may have the same problems with females have after the 40s, how they get into the menopause. We males after 35, we have the density testosterone start to drop. That's naturally. Get 40 more, 50 more. Even like when you're over 50, it's very important to do a lot of hypertrophy training. Why? Because we have the tendency to lose a lot of muscle density. It's normal, it's natural, and that's why we have to stimulate doing weights and getting the high, kind of not bulking, but yeah, bulking, toning the muscles to hold the joints around, because otherwise it's just going down.
And there's the mood side of it as well.
Mood, depression. So big thing like females, what they have when with the menopause and the change, they have a lot of depression, they have a big moods, they change on the time. But we male, we have to these things, because we male, we think we are tough, we are Superman, we don't have any like mood depression problems. You don't, but maybe you have a friend next to you who has. You know what I mean? And it's normal, it's a common thing. And it's a big thing on the males these days. You know, and hitting the 40 years old, testosterone levels going way down. Another day I had a client come to see me, he's from Brisbane, he's only like 32 years old. His testosterone level very down the bottom. Looks like a 50 years old person, and he's only 32.
So is that measured by a blood test?
Blood test. I can like coach you to do all this stuff. If you get it to GP and then get the right test, they can show you everything. HGH, testosterone, how they going. So big thing for this guy, has an injury, never been recovered properly. He used to be 78 kilos. He's come to see me, he was 92, 32. Lost his like libido totally. He's only 32. It's like, and depressed, sitting in the corner. His partner said, oh, he's sitting in the corner all the time. He never have energy. He's going for work because in the brain, I have to work, pay the bills, pay my rent. All right, that's where you have into. But when you start to dig in the whole of the person, he was like, I never been like that. I used to play soccer, now I don't play anymore. I'm putting nearly 20 kilos up. What's going on? So when he come to see me, I sent him to his GP and he said, look, we need to do this test and see what's going on. So the margin, when I do some blood tests, they're looking to, just to really understand, it's between 16 to 30. That's the mark you get it when you're testing testosterone, okay? You were 14. That's the borderline. And some guy getting even lower than that. And that's what creates big depression, okay? Depending which age you are, it's always good to have 20 above. If you get it 30 above, that's why you start getting nuts, wild.
There's a natural sort of movement though.
Yeah.
Between 50 and 60 you sort of mellow out. Like
Yes,
not,
mellow out.
it's not actually meant to like stay like you're 20 and not meant to stay.
Well, what
at high
happens
levels.
is, what happens these days, Tom,
Mm.
and when we've been talking about lifestyle, stress levels, how it used to be on the old times, probably all fathers, like generations back, is should be keeping the testosterone level high all the time. Okay, and keeping a good level when in 40s or 50s. But all this crazy lifestyle ongoing, poor nutrition, eats too much carbs, poor sleeping, not much exercise, no stress loading. These days, as I said, this young guy, he's only 30.
Oh wow.
The testosterone level he had was closer to be 60, 65 years old man. Okay, very, very low for his age. Very low.
Dr. Mark Gordon's got a lot of good stuff on this. He's been on Joe Rogan a couple of times.
Who?
Dr. Mark Gordon.
Yeah, Mark Gordon, yeah, be good. Yeah,
he
has.
studies a lot of PTSD.
Yeah.
And then he figured out there's a bunch of impacts on the bottom line for the equivalent effect of PTSD,
Yeah.
which also down-regulates the testosterone to like almost estrogenic levels. Like, so guys get depressed, they commit
Yeah,
suicide.
we can, if you're going more deep, then we can get on this part. Now, if you get in yeah, Joe Rogan, he has Mark, he's really good. You have a couple of guys, there's a lot of doctors, and even Dr. Mercola, he's talking a lot about that because it's a massive thing for Mayo. You know, it's just like it really put it the nail down the bottom, and that's what other things start to build up around cancer. You know, and that's when big things come along because your body not capable to doing things the way you want, and the other things start to drop on the top of it. You know, but yeah, it's normal, slightly dropping down if you don't have a good lifestyle or if you don't eat well. Going even a bit more like faster than normal. That's a big one. And then that's why these days a lot of people in America, they're big believers on anti-aging, getting proper specialist clinics with anti-aging to help to keep testosterone up. Males start to get testosterone, taking testosterone as well to give a little boost to getting out then of like big cancer or getting out of the depression, keeping the sports related. Even we talk about Lance Armstrong, when he had his cancer, he was getting a lot of HGH, growth hormone, and a lot of testosterone just to cure him out of the cancer.
You start to take testosterone and your body, you have to actually keep taking it regardless because your actually body stops making it naturally. So you run into some particular problems.
Dependency.
Well, the body just starts to go, oh, well, I don't have to make it anymore, and then
Well,
shit, and then you come off it, and you don't have a supply,
to do it.
and then the body falls into a hole and struggles to actually start to produce it naturally.
Yeah. Well, you
It's
need.
very tricky.
It's very tricky because you can come back.
And if the doctor gets it
Slowly.
wrong, you get all these heart issues. You find
Yeah.
it's like
Palpitation.
wobbly.
And that's why, like this doctor, when you're doing, you need to do blood tests every 3 months to regulate the amount what you should take. Don't take it too much or not too less. Sometimes depends what you take, it can change. It can start to be progesterone. That's a female hormone, and that's turning way around. You start to get fat. So what's going on? But taking hormone, nipple boobs, and all this kind of thing. But you have to balance. But the big thing they found it. If you put yourself in a big life change and it really persists, change, get into your sleeping, your recovery, good diets, good detoxing, for the long term, you're not looking to 3 months, you're looking to a year change, you can start to produce back naturally. But it's a massive commitment and determination to do that. You can do it, yeah. Even fasting is one they provide. It's one type of the diets you can use to help you to heat it up. So fasting helps a lot on that part because as a longevity, we need to reduce a little bit calories. We don't need to huge calories. The older we get, and it helps us all keep you lean, keep you proactive. As your friends, 50 needs to like you doing all this kind of training, needs to pushing through everything.
So Rod, even if you like avid exercise, like whatever, like you surf every day or you swim, jog, the amount, like you said, if you, for water intake, if you're doing all those things, you need to drink even more water, right?
Oh yeah, no, that's just for live life.
Just for living long,
Yeah, that's living life. If you don't do enough, that's what you're gonna drink.
So on the eating side,
Yeah,
does that increase as well, like to
yeah, it depends what you're doing. Remember, it depends what's your goals. Even like if you're doing the fast, let's say you choose 3 days a week, you've been doing this type of sports, okay? You have one, I'm gonna show you now. So you have certain supplements you can take, and you don't break your fast. You know, like I myself, I take in particular one amino acid called EAA. Okay, it's called perfect amino acid.
Can I just ask, what time are we planning at the next night?
Midnight.
Fasting
Serious
starts
question.
at
It's a serious question.
first day of fasting.
Serious question.
Yeah, it's 8 o'clock. We should have an hour and a half to go.
I find that too late. I just get like,
Well, we had late breakfast.
yeah.
No. But if you want to ask a snack for you, you can go.
Anyway,
The gin is
That's okay. If
great.
everyone's if that's just me, I can
Yeah,
manage
yeah.
myself. Yeah. But I would
It's
like
fine.
to meditate and hear Tom's stories.
Oh, we had like 3 o'clock. Yeah, we needed it. Okay. So that's what happened when we changed schedule. You guys surf early morning, have breakfast 11 o'clock. You know, that's what we push through. Usually a little bit early. If you didn't have surf in the morning, you probably had a meal early. Okay. So perfect amino acid. It's just one. If you tap the name, give a lot of energy, build up more like energy for you, helps you training hard early morning, and it should keep the energy up and don't burn in your muscle. Your muscles always recovering from that.
And when do you take in the morning or?
Take in the morning, take it in on. You know, it's kind of usually 5 tablets in the morning, 5 tablets 9. Depends what you're doing. You can have even have 10 in the morning, and before if you're doing a big session training. If you did your fasting, you have a last meal 6 o'clock. You're gonna eat 10 o'clock, and you can have a nice session 7 o'clock in the morning. About 9 o'clock when you finish your session, you can have another 5 minutes just to recover your body, and after 1 hour you can have a meal. Because when you finish your training, you have between 30 minutes to 2 hours open your window to eat.
32 hours.
30 minutes to 2 hours to put food in your body to recover the activity you done. If you had a high intensity training, and if you had a big run, or if you done 2000 swimming, that's always happening. Any kind of training you're gonna do it. If you're bulking, if you don't bulking, if you do endurance, if you're running or not. Any question that part? So that's one of the supplements I like to do. I get some super greens in the morning as well as a powder, mix in the water early morning. That helps me cutting off my appetite, help to keep my body energized. You can do a super green juice in the morning as well, celery, spinach, quart of green apple, and that's a nice green juice in the morning. Helps you keeping going with the fasting. Cool. So we try to keep energized and use these kind of supplements, help you to keep yourself alive, burn the fat, stimulate as a long-term testosterone and HGH, keep you with good energy. So I even have some clients, they're vegan, vegetarian, and they're missing out a lot of protein there, and then we try to recover. And sometimes that's a big problem. Eating too much carb doesn't help you. You need to get a certain amount of protein to your body. Okay, so to know what you should eat or how much protein you should eat a day, you get 1 gram of protein, you multiply for your weight. If you weigh 60 kilos, you get 60 multiplied by 1. That's to live the life as a normal person. As a person, don't training, don't run, don't surf, don't do nothing. Just get up and go for work and back. But if you train,
How many grams again?
1 gram, multiplied
1
by
for
your
1.
No, yeah, 1 for 1.
Oh,
Just for normal people.
it's a lot, huh?
60 grams.
No, 6 grams, not much. If you like, you probably get a steak, you have like 20 grams, depending how many eggs you have. It's about, it's between 0.8 to 1 gram for each kilo you have in your body. But like bodybuilders have like 3 to 4 grams, which multiply for the weight.
Okay.
Now that's why they bulking, they put fat. Because if you eat a lot of proteins, you put fat, you put weight. So proteins get into the blood like a glucose, and glucose is kind of like sugar as well. Good guys? Matt? Good? Daniel? Good? Thanks guys. That's a little bit thing, what we get into like when we talk about longevity, little things we should be picking and get a long time. And apart what you're doing your meals, if you want to be very picky in doing what you want, get into the organic, good nutrition, make your food at home, take to it to work. And we don't talk about fasting every day. We talk about 2 to 4 days a week. Okay, you have 7 days during the week. The other days you can eat at home or eat with your family, whatever you like to. Cool. So yes.
Sorry, just on the protein again. That's just normal life. What if you are an athlete or someone that is active? Then you
1.2, 1.4 or 2 grams you multiply per kilo. Okay. As I say, bodybuilding, they want to get big, they want to build a lot of muscles, they put it 3 grams to 4 grams per kilo.
But it becomes important when you take it in as well. Like in terms of
after the
recovery.
Yeah, well, in terms of recovery, when you talk about recovery, like a lot of people think protein is good after training, but it's good to have carbs as well. Now, if you are ketogenic diets, okay, some people take protein fats, no, but it's good to have it before the session and after. But after it's good to have the carbs. Why? Because when you train, you have the tendency to lose insulin. Okay, so when you lift weights and running, the muscle has a natural insulin. So we have the tendency to lose the insulin, and we need to recover insulin. So that's we talk about sugar, and that's we talk about carbs. So we need to get a good carbs even after that. You know, even like you can have a spoon of honey after a big run or big like swimming. That helps to recover that carb part, and you put in protein as well. So it's called has a website. It's called Sensei, and from Charles Pollock, one of the big strength training coach. He's passed away from Canada, and he has some articles over there as part of research. He's talking about that. Okay, you can have a big spoon of honey if you don't have any carb over that. And definitely it all depends which type of carb you eat. You know, you're not gonna get like sweet potato and then white potato. Look, going through, if you start going details what types, we're going all night long. Okay, so always looking organic food, good quality of meat. If you are plant-based, always looking for a lot of fat. If you can get some oils involved like nuts, hemp seeds, all that helps a lot to increase a little bit more intake of protein.
So, sleep is the only way that you can really replenish your hormone levels, I guess, which is, sleep is the time that happens. And age diminishes your hormone levels. So with the is there a way that you can try and sort of lift those levels? I mean, even sleep is gonna, if you get really continuity of good sleep. But is there a sort of like amino stones affect hormone levels? That's more muscular.
Helps.
Yeah.
Helps. But remember, everything is a combination.
Yeah.
It's a combination. Good sleep, good water, good food, good digestion, vegetation. It's tools.
And that's what you're trying to do is keep those hormones at your good personal level. Yeah. As your chemical messengers.
That's what we talk about neurotransmitters. So the neurotransmitter is the main thing of the thoughts, what you have to work, to produce, to think, to make it happen. Dopamine. So all that, they need aminos. They eat aminos to be strong and survive and produce. And that amino is pretty good coming from meats. And like if you're vegetarian, meat or that, or vegan, it's okay, but we need to supply in a different way. So aminos is one of the best supplements you can use to help to supply the iron. And definitely have a heaps water, it just increase all the stuff. Okay, but sleep, yes, is a big one. You need to recover. And if you don't recover, your body doesn't work that well. Any more questions? Good? Thanks, guys. Thank you.
chat.